Now we will discuss leavening agents. The leavening agents, they are used to enhance the rising of dough in the manufacturing of baked products, especially bread. Leavening agents can be chemical or they can be biological as well. But because we are discussing the chemical additives here, so we'll discuss the chemical leavening agents. Uh, but the biological leavening agents are yeast, basically, which produce the leavening actions in bread or baked products. So these are the chemical reagents, as I said, because they are chemical food additives. So these are chemical reagents. They react to form carbon dioxide. So as you might be aware, the process of baking or the process of making bread, it is based on the principles that most of the wheat, it has got proteins in it, which are gluten. And once we mix and knead the dough with water, this gluten network is developed. And once we have developed this gluten network and we add some of the leavening agents, it may be yeast, as I said, the biological leavening agent, or maybe the chemical material such as sodium carbonate or baking soda or baking powder that we routinely use in our kitchens. So this um leavening agent would produce carbon dioxide. So this carbon dioxide, when it is produced within the dough, it would be entrapped by the cellular network of these glutinous proteins. As I said, that these gluten make a network, and there would be entrapment of this carbon dioxide. And due to the heating action and production of more carbon dioxide within the dough, the volume of that uh, dough would be increasing at a higher rate. And once we put that in oven at higher temperature, the carbon dioxide, due to higher pressure, it will escape from the this matrix, and the bubbles are retained. So that is why we get all the bakery products or bread or cakes. They are very soft in texture because they have got much more potential of entrapment of air, and that remains the bubbles within these products, and they are not collapsed after we bake these products. So that would make them more pliable and soft materials. So these leavening agents are normally inorganic salts, and they consist of ammonium salt or phosphate salts. So this is what they are composed of. They help the growth of yeast within these baked products as well, and they can also produce carbon dioxide. So as I said, that this production of carbon dioxide would increase the volume of bakery products or baked products that is desirable as an end product. So as you know that the baking soda is a very commonly used household product. It can be baking soda or baking powder. It is normally used for multiple purposes, but even in baking or especially making of cakes and confectionery, they are used. It has got mixture of different compounds, and these compounds react together to produce carbon dioxide. So if you talk about these chemical leavening agent against the biological leavening agents, the biological leavening is a slow process, and the carbon dioxide is gradually released. So that is why you see that when you leave the dough for fermentation process, gradually it would rise the volume of the dough. But if we use these baking soda, we don't even need to use biological leavening agents, and the carbon dioxide release is very fast. Uh, so baking soda, it could have two types. It can be single acting or it could be double acting. The single acting, I mean that these the production of carbon dioxide is at one step. It happens once only. And the double action soda would mean that it would produce the carbon dioxide when the reactants they come together at one stage, and then the carbon dioxide is further produced in the process of heating in the oven. So at that time, even there would be more carbon dioxide produced, and they would be more helpful for production of better volume of the end product. So single acting baking soda, basically it would have sodium bicarbonate. This is the base material for baking soda, and potassium acid tartrate. This is also added in the baking soda. This is an acid base reaction. So whenever there's no moisture, they don't react with each other. But when there's a moisture available, then these two components react together and produce carbon dioxide, and this is liberated in one step. And as I earlier said, that the double step baking soda or double acting baking soda, they would have again two acid reacting agents. This is monocalcium phosphate monohydrate and sodium aluminum sulfate. So the portion of carbon dioxide is initially produced from sodium bicarbonate when it reacts with phosphate at first stage. So there's little amount of carbon dioxide this is produced, and then the remaining amount is produced from sulfate. And especially this is facilitated in case of heating in case of oven when we bake these food products. So this was a little chemistry of leavening agents and how and where we use these leavening agents in the food industry.